You've probably heard that the world's top negotiators are born, not made, right? That's the kind of myth that keeps people stuck, thinking they'll never break out of the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. But what if I told you that the secret to always getting what you want isn't some elusive talent? What if it's a strategy honed by some of the greatest minds at places like Harvard, and you can start applying it today? That's right, this isn't about luck or being in the right place at the right time. This is about knowing the exact steps to take to tilt the odds in your favor every single time. Think about it. How many times have you walked away from a negotiation feeling like you left something on the table? It's not just about losing out on money. It's about losing out on opportunities, on building the kind of wealth that doesn't just fill your bank account but secures your future. But here's the kicker, those Harvard elites, they've been using this secret for years, quietly amassing fortunes while the rest of us scramble for scraps. And the best part, it's not complicated. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room or having the biggest ego. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The strategies you're about to learn are counterintuitive, even contrarian at times. They flip conventional wisdom on its head and show you how to turn the tables in any negotiation, no matter how tough the situation. You'll discover how to use fairness as a weapon, how to uncover hidden interests that could be worth more than gold, and how to handle the dirtiest tactics without breaking a sweat. This isn't just about negotiation. It's about mastering the game of life, where every conversation, every deal, and every interaction becomes a stepping stone to your financial freedom. But here's the thing, this isn't for everyone. If you're looking for a quick fix or some magic bullet, you won't find it here. This is for those who are ready to roll up their sleeves, dig in, and learn the strategies that can transform their financial future. So are you ready to uncover Harvard's best-kept secret and start getting exactly what you want? Let's dive in. Key insight. Negotiation isn't about winning or losing. It's about finding a solution that leaves both sides satisfied without harming the relationship. Negotiation is often misinterpreted as a battleground where one party must emerge victorious while the other concedes defeat. However, this is a flawed mindset, particularly when financial wisdom and wealth building are at stake. A seasoned millionaire understands that the real goal in any negotiation is to craft a solution where both sides walk away feeling content. This approach not only preserves the relationship but also lays a foundation for future prosperity. After all, when you focus solely on winning, you've already set yourself up for failure. There's no long-term success in a zero-sum game. In the world of wealth creation, mastering the art of negotiation is paramount. Picture this. You're sitting across the table from a business partner and both of you have strong opinions about the direction of your joint venture. Instead of stubbornly sticking to your position, you shift your focus to the underlying interests, yours and theirs. Perhaps your partner is more concerned about short-term profitability, while you're thinking long-term sustainability. By identifying these interests, you can propose a strategy that marries both objectives, ensuring mutual gain without compromising the relationship. This is the cornerstone of a prosperity mindset, where success strategies are built on collaboration, not conflict. Let's take a page from the playbook of financial freedom pioneers. They knew that wealth creation isn't just about the dollars and cents, it's about the connections you build along the way. Imagine the value in negotiating a deal where both parties feel heard, respected, and valued. It's in these negotiations that you build not only financial assets but also social capital, which can be even more crucial in the long run. This kind of money management isn't taught in textbooks. It's the kind of wisdom passed down from one successful entrepreneur to another, often behind closed doors. And it's this wisdom that turns a simple negotiation into a stepping stone for greater wealth. Now let's consider a more personal scenario. Perhaps you're negotiating a salary increase at your job. If you approach this with a mindset of winning, you might push too hard and strain your relationship with your employer. But what if instead, you framed the discussion around how your increased value to the company justifies a higher compensation, all while acknowledging the company's budget constraints? This not only demonstrates your understanding of financial literacy, but also shows that you're invested in the company's success as much as your own. It's a win-win scenario, and that's where the true power of negotiation lies. Example scenarios illustrating practical negotiation solutions. One of the most effective ways to grasp the nuances of negotiation is through real-life scenarios. Imagine two men in a library arguing over whether to keep a window open or closed. At first glance, this seems like a straightforward conflict with a winner and a loser. But the key to a prosperous mindset is to look beyond the surface. By asking the right questions, they uncover that one man wants the window open to get fresh air, while the other wants it closed to avoid the draft. The solution? Open a window in the next room. Both parties get what they need, fresh air without the cold draft, proving that creative solutions are often right under our noses. Another classic example involves two children fighting over an orange. On the surface, it appears they both want the entire fruit. However, with a bit of strategic questioning, you might discover that one child wants the juice, while the other is after the peel for a baking project. The simple act of dividing the orange in a way that meets both their needs transforms the conflict into a successful negotiation. This scenario beautifully illustrates how understanding the underlying interests rather than fixating on positions can lead to a solution where everyone benefits. It's a lesson in financial literacy as well, understanding the true value of resources and how they can be maximized for mutual gain. These examples aren't just academic exercises, they're practical insights you can apply in everyday situations, whether you're negotiating a business deal, resolving a conflict at work, or even making decisions about your investments. For instance, when it comes to wealth creation, sometimes it's not about acquiring more, but about optimizing what you already have. Just like the children in the orange, you might find that the key to financial freedom lies in rethinking how you use your current assets rather than constantly seeking new ones. This is the essence of effective money management, maximizing your resources for the best possible outcome. Moreover, these scenarios remind us that negotiation is not just about the immediate gain, but about building a framework for long-term success. In the world of investments, for example, a savvy negotiator doesn't just look at the initial terms, but considers how the deal will play out over time. Will this investment grow your wealth, or will it merely satisfy a short-term desire? By thinking strategically and focusing on mutual gain, you ensure that every negotiation you enter contributes to your broader success strategies, setting you on the path to true financial freedom. 4-step framework. Steps to effective negotiation. When it comes to mastering the art of negotiation, a structured approach can make all the difference. The video introduces a powerful 4-step framework that can be your guide in any negotiation scenario. The first step is to focus on interests, not positions. This means digging deeper into what each party truly wants rather than getting stuck on their stated demands. For example, in a business negotiation, one side might insist on a higher price while the other pushes for a lower one. But what if the real interest of the first party is securing long-term business, and the second party is focused on minimizing risk? By uncovering these underlying interests, you can craft a solution that satisfies both, leading to a win-win outcome. The second step in this framework is to use fair standards. This involves bringing objective criteria into the discussion, which can help remove personal bias and emotion from the equation. For instance, if you're negotiating a salary, referencing industry standards and market rates provides a solid foundation for your argument. This not only strengthens your position, but also makes the negotiation feel more equitable. In the context of money management and financial wisdom, applying fair standards is crucial. It ensures that the agreements you reach are sustainable and justifiable, which is key to building and preserving wealth. Inventing options for mutual gain is the third step, and it's where creativity really comes into play. Too often, negotiations become deadlocked because both sides are focused on their positions rather than exploring new possibilities. But when you start brainstorming creative solutions, you open the door to outcomes that benefit everyone involved. Take the example of a joint venture where one partner values immediate returns and the other is focused on long-term growth. By inventing options such as staggered payouts or equity swaps, both partners can achieve their goals. This is where a prosperity mindset truly shines, seeing opportunities where others see only obstacles. Finally, the fourth step is to separate people from the problem. It's easy to let emotions take control during a negotiation, but that can cloud judgment and lead to poor decisions. Instead, focus on the issue at hand, not the personalities involved. For instance, if a business partner becomes aggressive, it's crucial to remain calm and not take it personally. This is where negotiation jujitsu comes into play, deflecting their aggression and turning it into a constructive conversation. By maintaining this focus, you protect the relationship while also steering the negotiation toward a successful resolution. This principle is vital not only in negotiations but also in broader success strategies, ensuring that you approach every challenge with clarity and composure. Handling difficult situations, responding to unfair tactics. In any negotiation, there will be moments when the other party resorts to unfair tactics. These can range from subtle manipulations to outright aggressive behavior. But a true master of negotiation doesn't get rattled. Instead, they recognize these tactics for what they are: distractions from the real goal. The video discusses a strategy known as negotiation jujitsu, where instead of confronting these tactics head-on, you sidestep them and redirect the conversation back to the core issue. This technique is not just about deflecting aggression, it's about maintaining control over the negotiation and keeping it focused on finding a mutually beneficial solution. Consider a scenario where you're negotiating with a supplier who suddenly starts threatening to walk away from the deal unless you agree to unfavorable terms. At this point, many people would feel pressured to concede, but that's precisely where you need to apply negotiation jujitsu. Instead of responding to the threat, calmly acknowledge their position and then steer the discussion back to the shared interests. You might say, "I understand where you're coming from, but let's explore how we can both benefit from this partnership." By doing so, you diffuse the tension and bring the conversation back to a productive path. This approach is a hallmark of financial wisdom, knowing when to stand firm and when to redirect. Another common situation is when the other party has more power, whether it's due to their status, resources, or influence. In these cases, it's easy to feel outmatched, but that's where strategic thinking comes into play. The key is not to get intimidated by their power, but to leverage your own strengths. Maybe you have a unique insight or resource that they don't have, or perhaps your position offers long-term benefits that they've overlooked. By highlighting these aspects, you can shift the balance in your favor without directly challenging their authority. It's a subtle yet powerful way to turn the tables and ensure that your interests are protected. Personal attacks can also be a tactic used to unnerve you during negotiations. When the other party starts questioning your competence or intentions, it's crucial not to take the bait. Instead, separate the personal from the professional and keep the discussion focused on the issue at hand. For example, if someone questions your financial literacy, don't get defensive. Instead, provide clear, factual information that demonstrates your expertise without engaging in a back and forth. This not only reinforces your position, but also shows that you're not easily shaken, an essential trait for anyone serious about wealth building and financial freedom. So, now that you're armed with these powerful strategies, the question is, what are you going to do with them? Are you going to let them sit idle, or are you going to put them to work and start transforming your life? Remember, knowledge alone isn't power. It's the application of that knowledge that creates real, lasting change. Think about the negotiations you've faced in your life. What could have been different if you had this wisdom back then? More importantly, how can you use it now to seize the opportunities ahead of you? The truth is, mastering negotiation isn't just about closing deals, it's about opening doors. Doors to financial freedom, wealth creation, and a life where you're in control. But that won't happen if you don't take action, so I challenge you. Next time you're in a negotiation, whether it's with your boss, a business partner, or even a family member, apply what you've learned here. Pay attention to the interests behind the positions, use fair standards, invent options that benefit everyone, and separate the people from the problem. You'll be amazed at how much more you can achieve. But don't stop there. This is just the beginning. The more you practice, the better you'll get, and soon enough, these strategies will become second nature. That's when you'll start to see real, tangible results, more money in your pocket, more respect from your peers, and more opportunities than you ever imagined. But remember, success doesn't happen in isolation. If you found this valuable, make sure you share it with someone else who could benefit. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss what's coming next. There's so much more to learn on this journey to financial mastery.